Hey, it's Laura. Welcome back to my channel where I want to know God and make him known. And in this video, I want to talk about asking questions. Because have you ever been in a situation where you're with some people and you go the entire time that you're with them, whether it be day or night or whatever it is, and they don't ask you anything, like not one thing about yourself? I'm not sure if you've ever felt that way, but it just feels like kind of crushing, kind of like, do you care about me? Like, would you rather not be around me? Or, it just floods you with this like self-doubt and this like lack of compassion or something where you're just real confused, and it leads you to doubt your relationship with that person or what that person thinks about you. And it actually rubs to the very core of our being, because the greatest needs of mankind are to love and to be loved and to feel worthwhile to self and others. And when people don't actually ask you questions to like draw you out or just wonder how you are, then it's kind of like, do I matter to you? And it's the very core of who we are. So asking questions is so valuable. And I just want to talk about maybe some reasons that we might not ask questions of other people, and then talk about, well, let's push through and let's do it, and then give some practical examples of really good questions that you could ask people. So maybe some reasons that you don't ask questions. Maybe you're great at it. I hope that you are. And if you are, will you leave a comment of some of your favorite questions to ask people? But if you're not very good at asking questions of people, and you would know by, think of your last conversations that you had. Were you, what did you talk about? Just yourself and what you did? Or did you actually ask questions about them and let them talk about themselves? Okay, so some reasons maybe people don't ask questions is one, pride of maybe the fear of looking weak. Like if you're asking a question that you kind of have to admit that you don't know the answer. Or if you do know the answer, you kind of come across manipulative, like you're trying to like move them into what you think or something. But just, I guess, looking, maybe insecurity of feeling weak, of just asking someone how they are. Another option could be, or another reason that people don't ask questions is maybe you're just too focused on yourself and you don't actually think of the other person. Maybe it's like, what do they think about me? And like you're focused on yourself and maybe what that person thinks, or, and you just don't actually get to the point where you're like, I wonder what they're going through, you know? And let's see, what else? Oh, maybe another option could be you don't want to pry into their life. Like you don't want to make them feel like you're like getting them, or something, those are maybe some reasons that people don't ask questions. What do you think? Let me know. If there's other reasons that you don't ask questions, let me know in the comments. But basically, okay, we're all these humans, these like people walking around, and you have no idea what's going on in people's lives. Like you could be walking in the grocery store past somebody whose, family just died, or his dad just died, or her, son is like depressed, and you don't know the suffering that people are going through. And it is just so comforting when people ask you questions. Like, even if you don't know what to say, you could say, I don't know what to say. How are you? Like, tell me how you are. How are you? Such a simple question, but a real like, oh, hey, how are you? Not like that, but like a, hey, okay, so how are you? Like a real, how are you question goes a long way, because it communicates you matter. I want to know how you are. Like, I want to know what's going on in your heart, in your life. And we can see Jesus was asking questions all the time. Who do you say that I am? And then Jesus got the disciples asking him questions by talking in parables. And he was just a master at asking questions to teach them, but also because he loved them. And I guess if we find ourselves more focused on ourselves rather than others, we just got to ask God, the one who gives love, because love is a fruit of the Spirit. Love is unselfishly choosing to do what's in another's highest good, another's highest good is to push in and show them that you love them by asking about their life. So it's pushing past the insecurity of what they're going to think of you, or pushing past the pride of not looking like you know it their whole life or you know it all, or just pushing past the selfishness of not caring and asking God, God, help me love this person the way that you want me to love this person. Because really, Matthew 5:48 talks about if you greet your brothers only, it might be not 48, another verse in chapter 5. If you greet your brothers only, what more do you do than the unbeliever? I have not practiced this verse in like 10 years. It's something like that. Anyway, so what more are you? If you greet people only, like don't even the unbelievers do that. So it's like we as children of God, as image bearers, as Christ followers, we should care more than just a simple greeting. Like we should be the ones seeking each other out. The wisdom is in the heart of a man, and knowledge is in the heart of a man, and a man of understanding will draw it out. We should be those drawing people out to see what God is doing in their life. Sometimes it just takes processing for you to realize what God is doing. You know, have you ever had someone ask you the question, what is God teaching you? It makes you like maybe a little bit uncomfortable, but maybe like think about it. What is God teaching me? And it helps you reflect. And that is something that is so needed in our life, is to reflect back. What is God doing? It causes us to think about his work in our life when people ask us that question. So in Psalms 142, verse 4, it's like crazy because here's David. Poor David. And he, I believe it's 142, 4. Okay. Oh, gosh. Okay. So he's like pleading to God. I cry aloud. I plead out loud to the Lord for mercy. I pour out my complaint before him. I reveal my trouble to him. He goes on, blah, 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 like that. But then it says, look to the right and see. No one stands up for me. There is no refuge for me. No one cares about me. Basically, no one seeks his soul. Nobody is seeking his heart. Like, how are you? And that's crushing. So don't be a crusher. Don't be a soul crusher just by letting people pass you by and not asking them questions. Just be someone that communicates love in a simple way by the strength of the Holy Spirit through questions. You could even ask God, God, what do you want me to ask this person? Love is a fruit of the Spirit, and I'll link a video talking about how to walk in the power of the Holy Spirit, but you can't conjure up love. Really, it's by surrender. Like, God, I cannot love these people the way that you want me to. I cannot ask them questions. I can't think about them. I can't step outside of myself and be unselfish without you and your Spirit empowering me to do so. So really, it starts at a place of surrender. If God, I can't, will you? And then it would be wisdom, because wisdom is the right application of knowledge. Wisdom to take some of these good questions I'm going to share with you and pocket them and memorize them, put them in your pocket for when you're in just a conversation with somebody, or when you're standing by somebody, just to ask them these questions. And obviously, people that you see on a regular basis, you can go a little bit deeper with. A complete stranger in the line at the grocery store, you would want to keep it a little bit surfacey, but go more than what unbelievers do, what anybody does. Go further, push yourself. Okay, so here's some questions. What are you looking forward to? All right, the basic, how are you? But emphasize like, okay, so how are you for real? How are you? This could go lots of different ways. How are you physically? How are you emotionally? How are you spiritually? How are you relationally? There's lots of ways that how are you can be, you can draw someone out. All right, you can ask, what is the biggest thing you're asking God to build into your life right now? Or what's God doing in your life? What is God teaching you right now? What challenges have you faced that caused you to trust God? You could even do highlights or lowlights. What was a highlight of your last week? What was a lowlight of your last week? What are some things that you're trusting God for right now? How do you feel about your walk with God right now? What have you been most praying for? What motivates you? What encourages you? How were you most encouraged this last week? Tell me what your family was like. Tell me what characteristics in your family you most appreciate and why. Just questions like that. And you don't have to use all these, so don't let that overwhelm you, but just take like 2 that you really like and try them. Ask people questions and see where it goes, because when you ask them questions, they will feel loved. Okay, so I encourage you, please ask questions more often in order to love people well. All right, thanks for watching. Please subscribe, hit that bell if you haven't already, and go ahead and share this video or like it if you can. Thank you. It helps a ton. All right, bye-bye.